When getting ready for university, it's good to be prepared early. Make a resume or a CV throughout your high school. Applications are to be done during grade 12. Grade 11 is the university and career research stage. Morrisby allows you to research careers and map out what you'll be studying. There are so many careers out there to choose from with different ways to get there. The key message when using Morrisby is that it is there for you. You can change your list to fit you. It's what we call dynamic. You can continually change the list. Now, a lot of the students use Morrisby and then they get this list of careers and they go, that doesn't really work for me. Or, it doesn't really match to me. I don't feel like I can see myself doing all of these things. But really, it's just really important for you to understand that it's really just a starting point. And it's a point for you to start your exploratory stage in looking at careers. The aptitude test that you've done in there combines with your strengths from your aptitude test to do with things, like you've got those different categories like spatial, mechanical, verbal, numerical, abstract. So these are your results here, right? And then that combines the information that you've given in with interests and workplace style, personality, priorities, learning style and study habits and study interests. All of that stuff goes into an algorithm and then pops up with some ideas. So if you feel that there's kind of any aspect of those questions that you feel were not the best or most reflective of you, it's just a starting point for you to start your exploration. So really, I like to use this as a means to just read about different careers, okay, as an engaging way to do it. So we've got advertising account executive, for example. Yeah, you filled in high school diploma, IB points and all this, okay. You can actually add in your scores as well, your current scores, and that kind of can change how this list goes. So if I look at the advertising account executive again, you've got a description, general idea about the career, the routes into the career, so whether, through academic and or vocational means to get you into the work-based training, okay? And then your related careers, so then you could start opening some of these up. So for example, digital marketing, I'm opening up into a new tab. You might be able to see that I like working in multiple tabs, comparing one job description against another job description and so on. Okay, so that's your related careers tab. And then you've got your career data tab, where I basically ignore this first landing page apart from the growth. So it just shows you how a particular career is expanding and growing, if it's retracting or getting smaller, or if there's actually growth within a specific field, which I find very useful actually. But all the rest of the money stuff, it never really aligns to any jobs that I've done in terms of the pay. But the key point is in this section here is really to look at the more information tab, or the more info, okay? So if you click on that more info tab, then basically it will give you a little bit more about the general common tasks that you'd have in that job. Okay, so it just basically adds a little bit more to the description, and it allows you to now start to reflect on whether or not this is a particular job or career that you could see yourself doing. So by knowing what options there are as an endpoint, that can help to inform you about what kinds of degrees or courses you could be looking at doing that will keep certain groups of careers open. Okay, so I mean that's really, I think, the best kind of strategy with you from what I've heard so far. Okay, so yeah, common tasks in there, but then I also find the students using the next tab, which is the resources section, they're also find jobs. So there's links to a range of different jobs here as well. So if I click on Indeed, you'll also find common daily tasks. I'll just randomly click some of these. You find, it's asked me to sign in. You find there's more to do with the roles, or some specific roles that are current live jobs in there. It may not be exact to the job that you're reading about in Morrisby, but it gives you a general idea of the field. It also allows you to start thinking about different skills that you could be developing outside of your time in the classroom and in your extracurricular activities you could be developing, or at home, or in and around the school community in some way. All right. And then from that, you can then be reflective and write about that in personal statements. If it's the UK, or a letter of motivation if it's Europe or Canada that you're applying to, and so on. So it helps to kind of like give you an idea of what skills that you could develop, and give you kind of ideas of kind of what to try to develop while you're in school. And it starts that kind of reflective process a little bit earlier as well. As you scroll down, you sometimes find your daily tasks in the roles as well as kind of like your schedules, a whole range of stuff that you'll find in terms of what experience they want you to have, and so on. So you can start trying to develop, in effect, through creating your own range of tasks, your own CV that's tailored towards the career that you're trying to move towards doing. And it's done in a very kind of non-threatening, quite exploratory manner in a way. They often have like links on the right-hand side here to videos there as well. But the idea is, as you're reading through as many of the careers on that list as you can, and then if it's something that you could see yourself doing, click it as a favorite. Okay? And likewise, if it's one of those and then when you close it off, you can see that it stays there on that list. And like when you were using the other careers or related careers, I opened up digital marketer as a result of that. You can then decide, and please feel free to kind of delete these if these don't work for you, but you can add in a favorite in there as well, and now it adds to the list. So basically you're constantly adding to the list new roles that are more specific to stuff that you find interesting. And then if there's something, for example, that you don't find interesting, you can just delete it, and then making room for the stuff you are interested in, so the list becomes more filtered into being more you. Okay, and that's the idea. And when that list is more kind of the sort of things that you can see yourself doing, you can then click on options at 18. It's just a general guide or an idea, examples of degrees or courses that you could be looking at, okay? Then you bring what you've learned from this process into the BridgeU University searching process. So instead of just saying, yeah, I've always been interested in this subject and that subject and this subject, you've kind of learned and ready to start developing your profile, a bit more introspection given to it. So as I look at, this is your BridgeU profile now that I'm looking at. So careers, Morrisby exploration, and then BridgeU University's exploration, okay? So as I click on the profile builder, I can see that there's a profile that we need to kind of do together, I think, okay? So I think that's a good place to start.